are ready to take on. And now with our live talk show, where we spotlight refugee young people who are making impact within their communities, sharing with us their journey. As always, GRYN, we are looking forward to supporting and celebrating your journeys with us. And we'll be sharing more stories of young people doing exceptional work, especially refugees, resources for you, for further your different projects in different communities. My name is Farida Luanda. I'm a refugee from Democratic Republic of Congo, currently based in Sweden. It's an honor to have a very beautiful young ladies who are refugees and doing a great work in their communities. First of all, we're going to have an introduction from them. Let me start with you, Stellah. Introduce yourself. People there, they want to know who is Stellah, who is this beautiful young lady. Stellah, the floor is yours.
Oh, thank you so much. I'm humbled to be invited on this interview. It's a pleasure to be over here. So my name is Nikuze Stellah. I'm 23 years old, Uganda from Rwanda, and the co-founder of Hodari Foundation, which is based in Chakatu Refugee Settlement. I'm also a student at Refugee University, which is based in Canada, and currently I'm pursuing a bachelor's degree in social work and social administration to transform the lives of my young women, girls, youth within the refugee settlement who are back in Africa and entire world. So that is what energizes me every day and motivates me when I wake up. It is what comes into my mind. I always remember the young child mothers, the girls who are back in Africa, and it motivates me. That is my passion, and that is my simple introduction. Thank you.
Wow, thank you, Stellah. And this takes me to my first question to you, Stellah. Still, we want to learn. I want to hear more about your experience, your journey to reach at that level where you are. I want to hear the 6 years old Stellah up to now, the 23 years old Stellah, how it looks like. Where did you born from? Did you came to Uganda or you were born in Uganda? I know that you're a refugee, as you mentioned, a refugee based in Chakatu refugee settlement before you went to Canada.
Free from Rwanda after the 1994 genocide, and they became refugees into Uganda. And that's where my father gladly approached my mother and they got married to each other and they produced me as that child. So I was born in Chakatu refugee settlement. I attended my elementary school in the refugee settlement. I did my high school. After doing all that, joined my secondary school. When I was done my secondary school, I had a journey of 2 years to wait for a scholarship and how I can go back to school. But when I was home, I used to see women going through a lot of violence. Child mothers, girls would get married at 14, not because they are not wise, they are not intelligent, but because of so many economic, social factors that would force them into getting married. So when I would see those girls suffering and getting into marriage, they spend that 6 months, they come when they're pregnant, they go back home, and they begin that life of rehearsal that would touch my nerves. So after my high school, I was glad to volunteer in sexual gender and based violence department. Through that volunteering, I learned a lot of things. That was in 2020. Actually, it was 2019. That's when I done with my high school. Then immediately I joined into that department. So the reason why I joined the gender-based violence was to analyze more what causes gender sexual violence to these young girls. Why is it that these women, they suffer so much? So through joining that department, as I was working as a caseworker doing case referral, I analyzed who a woman is, who is being called to be a child mother. I analyzed what are the values of being a woman, what a woman needs to be empowered, because women are being undervalued. There is gender inequality in the community. So as I was working, I came up with an idea. I said, yes, this humanitarian aid, they're coming to support us refugees. But me, who is born in the refugee settlement, I have grown up seeing people suffering. I have slept hungry at home. I have seen people going into mental illness as my father is going through that because of so many factors. That motivated me to encourage other my fellow youth, and that's how we formed the Hodari Foundation. So the formation of Hodari Foundation is how better can we protect, educate, and create a sustainable skill that will make this person become self-independent as a woman. We formed the Hodari Foundation. I remember I approached Office of the Prime Minister with the group. We said, this is what we have. We are five youth, 3 boys and 2 girls. But this is what we have. I'm seeing the challenges that my community members are going through. But the little skills I have acquired from a gender-based violence, they can be the exact skills that I can work with these child mothers, women and girls to see how better we can protect them and provide for, educate them in the way of acquiring a skill that even though where they will be, they can use that skill to develop themselves. So through that formation of Hodari Foundation, we formed She's Empowered Project. And the aim of She's Empowered Project, it is to support child mothers, single mothers, women and young girls in the way of educating them in a equitable way of gaining a skill, a vocational skill. Because I thought it is better to teach a person how to fish than always giving them fish. If a person knows how to fish, if you teach him or her how to fish that fish, that person will have that skill of fishing. So we came up with the She's Empowered project in conjunction with the Vision Group. We said it is always good to work together as a partnership. The Vision Group, we came together as we were working in a different zone. We also went in a different zone, began doing assessment house per house. We did announcements in the communities, made the local committees, and did a lot of community dialogues to see how better women can be supported. So through that support, we wrote also invitations to the Office of Prime Minister in the settlement and the Department of Protection in United Nations High Commission for Refugees. We called up a meeting. We said, this is what we have started. We know we don't have a lot of things. We don't have enough machines to do tailoring. We don't have enough things to do, but there's so many women who freed from the Democratic Republic of Congo, who knew the skill of how to do better tailoring. But these people, since they're going through a marginalized life, they don't have any person to empower them. But if we come together, we share together ideas that these women are already here to train other young women on how better they can earn that skill. We were lucky and blessed. Office of Prime Minister gave us land in the zone called Bwiriza. We came up as youth and engagement of the community leaders with the community people, constructed over a shelter, and also planned to see how can we begin getting tailoring machines. We ourselves, we came up with an idea, let's do a saving tool. Every month, everyone would save 5,000. And that is why we're able to buy a sewing machine that started to teach the 15 girls that I speak apparently, who have graduated and are already working at that foundation. So that is the best idea. That is what I thought that would transform these women. And as these women are attaining this skill, still we do go through empowerment. We do also engage them to seek their mind, what they want to be. How can we empower them? So we have development, leadership development skills that these women go through. Women are capable to stand out confidently and say, this is what I think can be implemented. We don't need to promote dictatorship into what we are implementing, but we want to analyze equality. We want to understand everyone's thought, everyone's idea on how better these people can be transformed. So as I speak now, we have 15 girls, and among those 15 girls, 5 girls are albinos and have already graduated. 5 girls are child mothers, and 5 girls are single mothers. And now the system, we have recruited 45 other child mothers, albinos, children, and other girls with disabilities. Actually, they have amputated legs, because there is how we are trying to fix it out on how they can lie, because their legs already disturb them. But this is how we have made it. And people are 45, they're learning into shifts. After 6 months, they have to graduate. However, there's so many challenges. I thought things would be easy, but challenges are so many. Apparently, me, myself, I need mentorship for people who have been already in the system, because things are not easy. And I also need infrastructure. We need a very established infrastructure in that place, because we have single mothers who have children who are albinos, and sunshine affects them. Even though as the organization have been blessed to have a donor from Australia who is supporting those children, with those girls with albinos, with lotions and sleeveless shirts to put on. But on the side of Kodari, financially, we are not okay to buy enough machines. As women are ready to learn, we have people to give them the skills, and these are people of the communities that still, when they give back the communities, they feel they're already empowered. People are ready to buy things in the communities, but those are factors that I'm seeing. The infrastructure is not there. And also, as we are trying to do mental wellness support, because these people are also going through traumatization, these women still, we see how engage them. We operate into other mental illness departments, organizations within the refugee settlement. We do case referrals to see how better these women are being supported. And we ourselves as Kodari, we see how better can we do interventions, because we have some social workers who are refugees who have graduated from Makerere University, and they have joined us. They're providing mental wellness support at the community level. So we're trying how better can we support mental wellness support at the community level before things exceed the organizational level.
There where you are, I have a question.
Yeah.
Because you talked about supporting other young girls and young women who have already graduated in your group. Why is it very hard to get the scholarship in the refugee community? And how did you got one? How did you got one yours? Because now back to the education system, why is it hard, the scholarship, as in other young people, to have it in the refugee community, to get them?
I would say, as a young woman, it was not easy to get, because there is high competition among refugee youths who are struggling for the same opportunity, which is limited. While the University Service of Canada only takes 30 students, and 30 students is the entire country. And remember, in Uganda, there are almost 7 refugee settlements. If there is Changwali, that's almost 6 to 7 refugee settlements around there. So in all those settlements, we're all of us competing for the same opportunity. People have the knowledge, they have excelled in high school, people are going into a marginalized life. As I had said, my father he's going through major illness, and that makes me to be the breadwinner because as a man, he cannot provide that support. So as I'm going through that mental illness, and there is also other younger youth who are going through that. So competition is high. You just have to present, apply, but there are also other factors that we don't know. There are other scholarships, but we don't know how to apply for them. We don't have enough mentorship. We don't know how, we are illiterate about using technology. So when we see this scholarship coming out into one of the agencies in the refugee settlement, it becomes hard because that is our only focus. So it was not easy to go through, but it was because that God had designed it for me. Because me coming over here, it was God's grace. It's what I can say. It was not that I was extremely intelligent, though I'm very intelligent in class. But the vision that I have in my heart to see that the young women and girls lives a happy life, it is what motivates me every day. And when I presented in the table of people, I told them, this is what I'm bringing the community. However, I need more skills and experience that I can acquire from the university and come back and impact back in my community. So that stood out for me. And I was glad when I received that I was able to go through. I was qualified to come here in Canada. That's why I'm pursuing bachelor's in social work and social administration and doing minor in human rights and diversity as a way of analyzing the rights of women and gaining more skills and experience on how better I can transform my community and the entire world. Thank you.
Yeah, you covered all my questions in just one statement, but I want to go back within your family. Do you have, in your family, do you have siblings, like brothers and sisters, or you alone? Were you born alone in the family? How is it look like in your community where you've grown up?
My family consists of 8 members, so our resources were quite low. My father had a mental health needs due to the various challenges he had encountered in the home country, Rwanda. This made him not be in position to support the entire family, thus making me to be the breadwinner of my family. During my vacations from high school, I volunteered with one of the agencies in gender-based violence, but then after I was allowed, I switched and went into one of the agencies that deals with people with disabilities. So through that volunteering, I used to gain that monthly allowance. So it was that monthly allowance that I would buy some basic needs like food, feed my family, as well as me carrying up my needs as a girl. So through that, there is also that little support from World Food Program, though apparently is no more. So that little support from World Food Program, it will also support by some basic needs. So apparently things are not easy as I speak, because I'm carrying now 7 people on my head. And I thought life was going to be easy over here in Canada, but still it is not easy because I'm not seeing people of the same passion that we can merge together and find how best solve it. As in community challenges, and also my family depends on me. I have three young siblings. studying, and it's me to pay for them school fees. So the little allowance I get from the scholarship, it buys food and covers school fees for my young siblings at home. And that little bit causes some stress because I need to balance academics as well as I need to balance my family challenges. And also I need to give back to my community. So those are the three positions I hold in. But what motivates me is that nothing can stop me so long as I'm moving ahead, even though I'm living in a competitive world, but I'm a competitor. I'm capable to make it like other people have made it. So I'm glad that you have come over here that I can be able to showcase this. And this is what I'm going through, but nothing that is permanent. It will have one-time solution. Thank you.
Nothing is permanent. That is great, Stella. But also, you talked about many young women and girls in the refugee community who are seeing child marriage as a solution to solve their problems. Many girls drop out of schools. Many girls didn't complete their even high school or the primary level education due to the situation happening in the refugee community. But you get that inspiration of saying, no, still I have to continue with my education. A lot of challenges in my family, in the community where I stay, but I have to complete my education. So my question is, how education helped you to achieve your dreams? What can you say? What can you tell other young refugee girls out there in the refugee community who are watching you now about education? Because you are educated, you are now at a high level, which I think that most of refugee girls in your community, in Chakatu refugee settlement, they don't have this opportunity because they marry off before the age of 18 when they're still children. What can you say about that? Let's hear about education, how education helped you to achieve your dreams, and what can you tell to those young girls out there who are listening to, especially refugees?
First and foremost, I would say education is a step towards freedom. Education is a tool to transform the world. It all starts with you, in you. However, there's so many external factors that limit these girls. I would say I will not blame any girl who went into child mothers, because girls who go into child mothers, it's not because they wish it, but you find it is a family member. They say, I have seen John and John's family is well off. Please marry my daughter called Stella so that I can get some dowry to start up a business. They initiate something, I go into marriage. I will not deny it because I will not have peace at home. And also the legal actions that stands over within the settlements are not strict. And also the community. We live in a diverse community. People from Burundi, people from Rwanda, people from South Sudan, people from Somalia, people from so many countries who flee from so many countries, and they come into the refugee settlement. That diversity has different kinds of cultures that has to be respected and recognized. So these girls, when they find themselves in a marginalized life, they don't have mentorship. They have not gone through awareness. That makes them to feel, that lowers their self-confidence, that self-esteem. Because apparently, as I speak, I stand as a successful woman. I stand as a role model. Because to be successful, it is not how much money you have, but it is how many people's hearts have you transformed in this universe. I may be having billions of money. I'm in a very powerful life, powerful positions. I live a very expensive life, but there's so many women, there's so many mothers who sleep hungry, whose children are into activity of becoming homeless, into activity of drug abuse, into activity of being misused by old men. And I say I'm successful. But when those women, those child mothers, their lives are being impacted, they may not be all of them. They may be 3 today, tomorrow they're 6, next time they're 9, 9 they become 12, 12 they'll multiply and they reach to 100. So through this education that I've acquired, it is to be a role model for my community. It is to set up awareness. And as I speak right now, I always plan. I do online mentorship into the refugee settlement, where Hodari Foundation recruits young girls from age 12 to 18, 17 years, teens, and I teach them about how menstrual hygiene, how to use sanitary pads. Apparently, I know how to make my sanitary pads because I know how expensive sanitary pads is. And we want at least to launch up a project within She's Empowered on how to make sanitary pads, because sanitary pads is one of the needs that girls need every day and every time. There's so many girls who don't have underwear to put on. There's so many young girls who don't have sanitary pads to have in the community. There's so many young girls who see it as a problem. So through menstrual health, hygiene, and that education I always do with young girls, it makes them understand what menstrual is. It makes them understand it is part of nature to do that. It also makes them to see how better they should go to school, because I always tap on that point of how education is important and how significantly it can transform someone's life. So briefly, I have a lot of things that I can speak because I've gone through experience. I have been in the life where I don't have sanitary pads, but I have been able to navigate it. So ethically, what I can say is that these people need to be respected. They need to be valued, irrespective of their background. They need to be understood as young girls. They need to be protected. They need to be empowered, because when they're empowered, it boosts their confidence that if Stella is now at Refugee University in Canada, I'm capable to study and I go at Makerere University. And I'm capable to go higher more than her. So that is what motivates me. And I always give appreciation to the education that I attained. Thank you.
Wow. You raised a lot of important issues happening in the refugee community, and also you raised the solutions. Thank you, Stella. But also I'm looking at, as a woman in leadership, LOL, in Hodal, you have volunteered with different organizations. What do you think about other young girls, refugee girls and women being at the table in the leadership roles? And what does women leadership look like within your previous community and the current community?
Women's leadership is having that capability, that confidence to bring something around the table that has to be implemented. There is gender inequality towards women. Women go through a lot of trauma. People believe culturally that women are being subjected, they need to be submissive to their husbands. That is how people believe. They need to be they need to give themselves to their husbands. They need to listen. If a man says, sleep down and I give you some things, they just leave, because that is how African culture have groomed women. So through Hodari Foundation, we have discipleship, character development, and leadership trainings at the organization. So every weekend, we always hold different people from from other organizations, either in protection department, either in mental wellness, mental wellness, where we do group these women. Actually, we have grouped them into 10 women, as we have now 15. We group them, we give them names. This is Esther group. This is Ebenezer group. This is John. This is the Hannah group. This is the Rebecca group. This is Martha group. So as they come to the training, we don't give them the skills, but we also train them how capable can they stand, how capable can they defend themselves. And as we do that awareness, among of them, that the people who are in the secretary positions to the community level, the people who go ahead. I can give an example. That is one of Wiriza, the LC1 woman, the LC1 of Wiriza. She is a woman. The LC3 of Chakat Refugee Settlement, she is a woman. So
Wow.
through that mentorship and empowerment, women are able to showcase their ideas. Women are capable to stand out and defend themselves. So I don't see it like we're doing nothing, no. I'm seeing that through that awareness, someone is gaining up a skill, and through gaining up a skill, she's also being capable. She's also capable to defend herself. She's gaining the skill. She's being mentored. So that is the better way of transforming this world. Thank you.
I'm speechless. Yeah, I said I have the strong and beautiful women in the house. So we're getting what is on ground and with the solutions, because now what we are focusing on is challenges and solutions. But I have another thing, and I think this will be the second last of my questions. Stellah, what needs to be done in the refugee community to save most of young girls? What needs to be done to these young girls, refugee girls, to believe in themselves? Because you mentioned it in your statements that these girls, they don't believe in themselves. And this leads them in different challenges they're facing. What needs to be done in the refugee community as we, the refugees? What is your suggestion?
That is a very suitable question. One, we need maximum awareness in the refugee about education, about gender-based violence, because there are so many women who go into gender violences, the survivors of gender-based violence, so I can say. So we need maximum awareness to the extent that these women, they understand how valuable they are. Because the society has made them believe that people, they're not useless people, but that people who are not significant, who don't have any significant life, either in what they do or in their future. Because there are many internal and external factors. I was born in the refugee settlement. My parents, they don't have what to eat. That is one. Education system, not everyone acquires education. Because not everyone goes to school. There is no materials, take them at school. Secondly, people are going through mental illness. Mothers are traumatized. I can't see my daughter is hungry, and I feel happy about it, even with myself when I'm hungry. So that's trauma that makes them really feel that they don't have any life to live. You find that they've been having good life in their back home country, but where they have freed, they're going through a lot of racism, because there is people from different kinds of parts of the country. There is racism, there is discrimination. Women are being discriminated, girls are being discriminated. So the better way I can bring it also, it is through She's Empowered project. That's why I came with that project. If these young girls are not able to go and finish high school because of that is sufficient to acquire school fees, they don't have scholastic materials to go to school, they better do it. We have started up, apparently as we speak, we have Hodari Foundation where we put those child mothers, single mothers, to acquire a skill of tailoring, making handcrafts materials, doing catering. So we're doing all that, and in catering, we train them on how to do decorations. It means that we are targeting our society where there is a party, these girls, they will go and participate in decoration. Where there is a need of tailoring, these girls are going to make clothes because people need to dress up. So the money we get out of selling, it is the same money that we see when this girl is graduated, is capable to acquire a sewing machine to start over his or her own project, to continue her skill. But we have insufficient funding. We have girls who are albinos. The society terms them to be caste children. And through Hodari Foundation, we've been blessed to support them with sleeveless t-shirts and lotions to smear their body, but they're going into double trauma. Because they're albinos, secondly, they're women, and society lowers them. So that double trauma does not motivate them to go to school. They see the people who don't have any importance to go to school. And even though they study, they will not transform anything because of their skin color. But through Hodari, we empower them. We say, no matter that you have not gone to school, but you can go through this training and see how better we can empower you in learning the language English. So through doing all that, it enables these girls to see, me too, I can gain this skill. After gaining skill, I have to continue with it. And continuing with it is doing a follow-up to you to say, how are you able to continue that skill you have gotten? So make sure these girls, as they graduate, we do a follow-up to them. What are they doing? Or we even actually ask ourselves, maintain them so they can make up that skill to do a lot of things back to the community. And then we do it, is like work with different schools where they can make for them uniforms. And through selling those uniforms, they earn some money. And that's how that money they earn makes them have that independence, financial independence. But we don't have infrastructure. These young girls, like albinos, they're affected by the sunshine. And we would think that infrastructure center, that training center, it is where these girls will be going through that training, as well as having that mental support and also having that a constructed empowerment.
But I want to thank you. You raised a lot of important issues, the challenges, but also the solutions to save a girl child in the refugee community. And that is where also I got a message, which is saying that a lady is a very true meaning of educating a girl child. And thanks a lot for hosting Stellah today. That is the true meaning of educating a girl child, because as a girl, as a woman, you know what is happening in your community, but also we are born to figure out, to make our way where there is no way. I believe that all girls, they have to be educated, mostly the refugee girls, to have opportunities to be educated and opportunities to livelihood, as you said. Stellah, what do you want to leave? Like the people who are going to watch you, the message you want to give them or to live with them?
What I would want to leave them is that education is a step towards freedom. Yeah, when you go to school, you attend education, you're able to break a lot of obstacles and creating a wide way for other people to be transformed. So through education, young women, young girls, they're capable to achieve what they can achieve. So I tell the whole world and the entire world, no matter what you're going through, there's nothing that is permanent. Stick onto your goals, seek support from people who have made it, go through mentorship, attend leadership trainings, and also have a heart for others. When you transform one, they'll become two, and two reach to 1,000. And that is the better way to support each other. Thank you.
Thank you, Stella. And if you have not done so, follow us on social media's platform to never miss updates. Welcome to our talk show.